Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where I just loaded up the game here and I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, is this another radiator? I mean, we don't need that, but what is this? Where did this come from? I'm slightly confused. Let's have Bill go take a look. What do we got, Bill? It kind of blends into the rocks, so it's possible it's been here the whole time and I just haven't noticed. But what is this thing? Bill is currently bouncing. Anytime you're done, Bill. Okay, cool. So, that definitely looks like a radiator to me. We don't need one. We're good on heat. If we were to attach it here, and then swap over, we need to be on this guy. There we go. Swap over to here, and then extend that out. Yeah, that's a thermal control system. I must have just completely missed that that was there. That's another one of these guys. Okay, cool. I mean, we don't need it. Our heat is under control. So, sure, I just must have missed that it was there. I just happened to notice it there. It's colored basically the same as the rocks. Now, of course, we're currently working on setting up our finalization of our fuel system here, right? So we're going to have Bill hop back in here. Now, we're not quite ready to send our Kerbals back. Although we do need our EVA report surface sample, that's all fine. We're going to have Bill hop back on in here. Anytime you want to make your way on over, Bill, that would be fine. Cool. So just go ahead and grab on here, Bill. Actually, I think it might be a little too low. No, we can get up. Okay, cool. So we'll hop in here, and now we need to lift off this guy. So actually, Bill needs to get back out, now that I think about it. And we need to move our solar panels here. I don't want to risk losing our solar panels, so we're going to pop them over here. It's, of course, nighttime, so we're not going to get any solar power from it anyway. So at this point, we need to separate this guy, and we know that the last takeoff was a little bit spicy. So we'll see how that ends up going here. So we simply decouple this, and then we hop over here. I want to put this on at least kill rot. And I want to take us off here. Surface up. Cool. So that was a relatively clean detachment. Now, this one is not the one that we lost a solar panel on. That was, of course, the one that's still there for now. We're going to head over on the 90-degree marker here. And we're just going to get ourselves some horizontal speed because we need to take this guy up to... No, stop it. Go on to kill rot. Okay. There we go. We need to get this guy over to the station. So that's exactly what we're going to do here, getting our heading on down. It doesn't have to be perfect. Because of our takeoff location, we're going to need to get an inclination change anyway. Keep in mind, we didn't initially intend for this to be a refueling system. That just kind of happened. So I want this to be on horizontal velocity up right now. I'm keeping an eye on our altitude. It looks like that's going to be broadly okay. Cool. So that's all looking fine. We could, of course, keep an eye on our inclination. I believe that is in vessel? No. It's in one of these. Body? No. I don't actually know where KER hides the information for that, but it doesn't really matter. We're just going to continue to burn here at horizontal velocity up until we hit an apoapsis height of about 30 kilometers. I'm going to physics warp here because we've done this a couple of times at this point. Okay, that's actually more like, I guess we'll head up to 100 kilometers. Sure, why not? So that's fine. At the apoapsis here, we are simply going to circularize. Not like that's going to take very much. Sure. 40.7 meters per second. We'll head on over to the node. And we're just going to bring this guy in the way we have the other docking. So this is going to be maybe a little bit more awkward this time because we've already got two of these up there. That's going to be certainly interesting. We'll see how we get that done. But we're only planning to bring 3 up for now. The idea is we have 1 stay there, and then when we need it, we will send it up, dock it to the station, and then it stays there. we detach one and we send it down, and it docks back down here to refuel. That's the idea. Okay, so we're going to warp on forward here. And now our solar panel is producing some power. That's good. Cool. So we're going to enter a proper orbit here. We're technically in orbit right now, but I'm pretty sure we would impact at some point. At this altitude, yeah, impact point would be here. So that's understood. We'll need to get a little bit more horizontal speed here. So we'll just get in position, and there we go. We'll bring this on around 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. There we go. Cool. So we'll just get this orbit nice and circularized. That'll do. And from here, we're going to want to burn sometime around here to head over towards Duna. Not that towards Duna. Something like this. Although we can set this as a target and see if we would have just luck into a decent encounter. Actually, that's non-terrible. We could maybe do a bit of radial here. Oh, yeah. We can actually get a good encounter here. Oh, this is very sensitive. Okay. Wow, okay. I only did that one mouse wheel tick. That's insane. Well, we'll have to call this relatively good enough. I mean, we can definitely dial that in a bit, I think. 70 kilometers is still a ways apart. But we can get closer burns. That would be absolutely fine. Yeah, this seems okay. Just a tiny amount of radial tossed in there, and we're going to be 200 meters per second apart, so we'll have plenty of room for doing some velocity altering, right? Plenty of braking headroom there. So it's not terrible. Yeah, we're going to be coming in from a wacky angle, but that's okay. I'm fine with this. So 110 meters per second here. Beautiful. And let's warp into position for this burn. Warping a little further here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. Cool. And yes, I know I was 1 second off there. That was quite deliberate. There we go. So it would really be... It's really going to be normal and anti-normal that we need to do to get this changed, right? So we can bring this on in and have this be about here. Now the question is, if we were to throw in some normal burns, what would that end up looking like? That'd be interesting, for sure. It's easy to overshoot. I think we're not going to bother. I think we're just going to warp to about here. So we're loading into the Duna Sphere of Influence. There we go. And we'll warp on over. We can see that we are going to be kind of close to the station as is. Where I don't even see the station at this point. I think we're not close enough for that. So I want to be over on the target relative velocity minus for right now. And we'll flip this over into target mode. There we go. So we'll get flipped around, and we're definitely going to have to do a corrective burn here. There's no doubt about that. So we're going to need to push this node a decent amount here. We'll go on to Killrot, and we're just going to head up over here. Whoa! Okay, we're in physics warp. Let's not be in physics warp. Cool. So we're just getting ourselves a corrective burn here. Beautiful. That should be a much better encounter. Yep, it's not perfect, but we don't expect it to be. So we're going to warp on over here now. And that is certainly a way, way better encounter, although it doesn't look like it when we're warping. We're currently about 50 kilometers away from the station, and it looks like we're going to have to do a corrective burn out in the other side now. Okay, so let's physics warp as we turn here. Because we need to push this node over this direction here. And so we'll do exactly that. Just correcting our burn a little bit here. Cool. That's not perfect. I would like to push it this way a little bit, but it'll do for now. Yeah, that's 1.3 kilometers out. So now we can warp in over here. Beautiful. We're still 73 meters per second apart. So we're going to head over to relative velocity minus. Actually, I'm going to put it back on kill rot. And we're just going to get in position over here. Another corrective burn time. So we'll just position about here. Cool, that'll do. 0.1 kilometers apart now. Gotta love those corrective burns. Okay. So we're going to bring this on in. We want to be on relative velocity minus. We should probably make sure that we're there now. We're still about 50 meters per second apart. So we're going to have to, we're going to be coming in very quickly here. We're going to have to kill a decent amount of this speed. I'm going to warp in until we're about 5 kilometers out, maybe more like 3 actually. Yeah, we'll go to about 3. This is 2.5. Actually, I'm going to do about 2 kilometers out. No, I'm going to wait until... Okay, it's now loaded in. I think we can continue to wait. Around 1 kilometer out. So about here or so. So I'm now going to start slowing us down. Relatively gently for now. Cool. I want to bring this down to somewhere around... Actually, 0 meters per second. It looks like we're coming in pretty nicely. Cool. 15 meters per second. 7, 6, 5, 4. Cool. This is good enough for now. Okay, so at this point, we are a little further away than we have been in the past, right? I want to just bring this guy maybe even a little bit closer. I mean, we're going to have to, but I think we just line up and dock from here. We're 74 meters apart, right? So we can do any RCS adjustments if we need to. That's absolutely fine. We'll set this guy as our target, and we will control from here, and now we'll point over at the target. We can see that we do have a little bit of drift here. I'm not shocked about that one. Okay, so we're pointed at the target now. And now we will bring this on around. We will control from here. And we... Actually, is that the right one? I think we're pointed at this one. We'll set that as our target, and we'll point over towards the target. Now, this is likely to cause these guys to start a wiggling. That's the real problem here. Now, in reality, the way that they do this is by moving this craft, not this craft, right? There's no doubt about that, but I'm not going to physics warp this at this time, because I don't want to upset the delicate balance that we've got going on here. So we're just going to get this positioned on in. Beautiful. And let's just be aligned. I want to make sure that we're targeting the correct docking port. That would definitely be a good thing to do. But let's just finish up our alignment here. 63 meters apart is not too bad. And we can definitely work with this. So, we're basically in position here. Yep, that looks good. I want to rotate us to be this direction, although this is our target here. Cool. We did have the wrong one selected. So we're rotating so that our solar panels are aligned approximately correctly. There we go. And I'm going to burn in here at about 1 meter per second. Now we can see our prograde marker is not correct. But there we go. Now I'm going to turn SAS off. And we're going to RCS here. And we're just looking to adjust our trajectory. Not actually our rotation here. Just our trajectory. There we go. And we'll need to do other small adjustments on the way. About like that. And we'll just do additional small adjustments here or there. I want to get additional rotation done here. There we go. Beautiful. Checking in on our trajectory. I'm going to do this. I'm also going to slow us down. Just a smidgen here. Down to 0.4 meters per second. 0.2. Cool. Unfortunately, Smart SAS messed up our trajectory a little bit there with the RCS. Okay. This should be good enough for docking forces to take over from here. That's the idea. Yep, that looks solid. Docking forces should have it from here. Solar panels correctly aligned. And we're just waiting on the docking to take over. Any moment now. There we go. Beautiful. So we're now docked up here, and I want to make sure that our header tanks, as usual, are full up. So we'll get those filled. All of that goes into the header tanks, and then we will make sure that all of the rest of this fuel, well, that can just go... Apparently I can't go there. Oh, it's because we're warping. I'm dumb. The rest of this fuel, of course, can just be dumped into the station. Now, that's full on liquid fuel there, so we can move this instead here. And that's now full on liquid fuel. And we would move this on over here. So oxidizer is going to be a bit of a lack for us, right? There's no doubt about that. We're going to have more liquid fuel than we're going to have oxidizer. This did not get emptied on its liquid fuel. Noted. We should move that over here for now. Okay. There we go. So we still have a little bit more, but are we full on liquid fuel up here now? Maybe. Not quite, looks like. Okay, let's get these top little header tanks done. There we go. But looks like we are full up on liquid fuel at the station for now. We're not full on oxidizer. That's not shocking. But that's all looking great. Okay, so we've got our refueling system good to go here. Now, the other one is intended, for now, to stay on the Duna refueling station, right? So at this point, it's time for our Kerbals to head home. Almost. I want them to step out and grab a little bit of science here, since we can do that. So, let's load on in here. Oh. I seem to recall moving around the parachutes. Was that a thing that we did? No, I must be thinking of a different situation. Or maybe that was something I did as a troubleshooting step. Now, the main problem here, of course, is we have no landing legs. So, I'm going to shut down this engine for the moment. And I want to check to see... 2.81? Okay. We are falling over. We are falling over... No. Okay. Well, that's not great. Well, nothing broke. But how do we stand all of this back up? I think the answer is with the robot arm. First things first. We retract these radiators. We can't retract this solar panel, unfortunately. So what we're going to have to do here, I'm actually rather surprised that everything just kind of tipped over. Because it didn't when we took off. That's certainly interesting. Okay, so at this point, I want to see if we release this. I'm hoping that we don't have a problem here. Okay. So we could certainly use the robot arm to get these stood up. There's no doubt about that. We would need to disarm the advanced grabbing unit at this moment. I would want to raise this guy up. And we want to do it kind of slowly. Wow, look at that move all of this and not move this. That's kind of nuts, right? But now I want to... Let's see, are we at 0? No. Let's get that down to 0. Now I want to not roll this way. Please. Okay. So now I want to rotate our arm. To what angle? Well, I want the hinge to be facing downward here. Okay. Something kind of like this. And now we want to open up. No, not you. Not you, not you, not you. You're the wrong one. We want to open up this guy. Ooh, it wants to fall like that now. Ooh, I'm watching that solar panel. It's okay for now. This is really awkward. This whole thing is just turned to spaghetti. Okay. Well, we can definitely lift ourselves up with the robotic arm, right? There's no doubt about that. I'm actually fascinated by the fact that these have not broken. So at this point, I feel like we need to come over here, right? And we need to rotate this to be like down this way. Like 150-ish degrees. Actually, it looks like about 120 degrees. Around here. And then we open this guy. Which does not actually... Okay. So we'll put this at 90. And now I'm going to arm the grabbing unit. Okay. Now I'm going to extend our hydraulic cylinder here. We should be anchored onto the ground at this point. So we extend this hydraulic cylinder, and we use this to push ourselves upright. Is the idea here. So now what we need to do is we need to angle this guy. Oh, that's so weird. Oh, this isn't actually grabbed. It was just pushing against the ground. Okay, that makes more sense now. So in that case, we want to angle this back. So I want this to be back at 0. Okay. I thought that these could grab onto the ground, but apparently not. Good to know. So from here, we want to continue to push ourselves upright, right? So how do we want to do that? Well, I think that the way to go here... What would this hinge do? Okay, that would lower ourselves down like that. That's not the way I want to go. So I want to grab this hinge. Yeah, that just causes it to do this number, which is kind of okay. Kind of. No, this is all wrong. Okay. This is very awkward. No doubt about that. But we can use our robot arm to get ourselves back upright. at this point. What we need to do now is we need to get this hinge positioned. Let's see, if we open it this way, it's not quite going to do what I want it to do. I think what we need to do now is extend this arm. That's not quite going the way I wanted it to go. If this was anchored to the ground, that'd be great, but alas, it is not. Can we not? Let's stop that. Okay. We're, of course, trying to... Oh my, that's quite a roll that we've got going on there. Sure. Well, we can certainly... I can experiment with this, and I will attempt to get ourselves brought back up for next episode. We'll see how that goes. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Shadowwolf, Emlohan80, Rogue Corvid, Kentogan, Andy McGar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.